What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this one here, we're going to be taking Knull in against Knull. So I finally have Knull finished up here, and man, did it take a while. I was short on the Universal books. I needed the 2 more Universal books, of course, to finish his mastery, and I just couldn't get those to drop. I mean, they just wouldn't drop for me. It took me a month to get the 2 books. And that was with me refreshing my World Boss of the Day so that I always had a World Boss of the Day that dropped Universal books. So whether it be Thanos, Knull himself, or Ebony, or even Cable, if any of those popped up as my World Boss of the Day, I would play them 5 times to try to get the Universal books, and it still took me a month. And normally, I have very good luck with getting books. Normally, I get a book a day, I would say. Like if I'm short on the books, normally I get 1 a day if I'm fighting a world boss of the day that has that book as a drop. So I don't know what happened and why these universal books were so hard to get, but this is by far the longest I've ever had to wait just to get 2 books. So anyway, that side rant out of the way, we have Knull here. He's ready to go. He's ready to show us what he can do. He's level 70, so he can fight himself. And yeah, today's video is just going to be Knull against Knull. I'll do another video in the future with Knull just taking on some of the other World Boss Ultimates to see how well he can do in those stages. But for now, I thought we'd start off with Knull himself. But let me know what content you would like to see Knull in, if you want me to test him out in any other content, or if you just want to see how he performs on my account, with my current cards and builds. So if you're curious about that compared to maybe if you've seen some other people's build of Knull, but say they've already upgraded their cards, so they got some extra Pierce on their cards or something like that, whereas I do not, and you want to get that comparison, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But let's go over Knull's build here and then hop into a fight against himself and see how well and how fast he can clear the stage. So we do have some Uru's and Odin's blessings on him. I gave him some crit damage and dodge and crit damage, basically. That's what's on him. Crit damage and dodge. That's what I needed the most for Knull here. Those were the stats I was lacking. For his skills, we have everything leveled up except for the second and first skill, which I probably should level up the second skill at some point. It's just I'm trying to conserve some gold here because the second skill is the one that I'm proccing on for my damage right now, but I'm not an expert on Knull. I haven't played him enough to really get a feel for what is going to be the optimal skill rotation. So when you see me playing him, don't consider that the optimal skill rotation. That's just the rotation that so far I like using for him, but there could be, of course, a better rotation to use. So we have Power of the Angry Hulk on him, fully awakened, and we have a CTP of Rage because I figure I've already invested so many resources in him. I'm just going to go all the way and give him a CTP of Rage on top of that. So he'll be my most expensive character in my account in terms of the resources I have put into him. Of course, there's no uniform there, so I don't need to show that. For his details here, you can see his stats. We're capped on most of the stuff we need. Our crit rate is going to be capped from his 5th skill, so you don't have to worry about seeing that as a 53% because he does get a 45%, wrong one, a 45% boost here to crit rate. So we should always be capped on that because it's on a last for 12 seconds and we're on an 8-second cool or 9-second cooldown, excuse me. So that should be up the entire time. But again, I'm not sure I'm using him correctly in terms of skill rotation. Basically, what I try to do is I just try to get the super armor here from the 3rd skill. I try to get the accumulation from the 5th skill. I try to get the buff, the accumulation for the 4th skill. I try to get the buff from the 5th skill, and then I just try to use 2 as my damage skill while my rage is active. And that's basically my thought process behind playing him. Whether I'm letting the skills play out long enough is to be debated. If I want to let the 3 play longer, if I want to let the 5 play longer, I don't know. If I'm jumping into 2 too early, but let's just hop into the gameplay and see, how he actually performs. All right, so here we are over at Knull Legend World Boss, and we're just going to be doing a stage 2 here. I'm just doing this one, I don't know, just because that's the stage that I've been doing for all of my other clears with Knull, so you can kind of get a comparison of how well he performs compared to my other characters, because so far, except for the early clears that I did against Knull, where I had the 5 clears, like the 2 videos that I did where it was 5 full clears of Knull. I believe those were all on stage 1, but since then I believe all my videos have been on stage 2. I could be mistaken. But anyway, we're doing a stage 2 here because you all know I hate blade twisters with a passion, so if I can avoid them, I will. And yeah, Knull doesn't need any help. So as you can see by the fact that we have Wolverine and Spider-Man in here, and that's just to get the team up here for a little bit of extra physical attack. He's got a self-buffing leadership, so just take advantage of that. But besides that, he's good to go. Just put Knull as lead, and whoever else you don't want to use for your other clears in with him, and he should be good to go. And we're just using leadership here for strikers, so nothing special. We don't need any healing strikers. We can't crowd control Knull anyway, so crowd control strikers are out of the question. We could have used dodge ignore strikers, but Knull, he doesn't need them, at least for the early stages. Maybe if you're pushing really high, then you could use them. But anyway, what we do here is I just do, whoops, I did the wrong thing. I didn't mean to hit 2. I meant to hit 3, then 5, then 2. But anyway, we'll just let 5 go there. Now we can just do 2, start getting some damage. And Knull just does insane damage because of that 5% pierce that he has. He's got native built-in 5% pierce that normally you could get on your cards. And you can see how much of a difference that actually makes. It's pretty insane what 5% pierce damage can do. I mean, he probably has really good, like, just base stats as well and base raw damage, but I bet that Pierce is making a pretty big difference in terms of his damage. And so far, Knull is going to be, I believe, my highest DPS character on my account. So he's definitely out-damaging my Odin. My Odin also has Rage on him, and my Odin is going to be my second best character for clearing Knull. And yeah, Knull here is just outshining him quite easily. So I'm pretty happy with the end results after dumping all of those resources. And that's a good thing because I was kind of like, oh, spending all these resources, he better be useful for me. And look at that, 1 minute and 15 seconds to clear that with no supports, just his own lead, which is pretty nuts. So yeah, I'm really, really liking Knull so far. Alright, so let's go in here. Alright, get some damage. Very good. Can we push him to the stage before we die? Yes, we can. That was kind of taking a little bit of a gamble there, but I was seeing how well is... what is that thing doing flying around here? Get out of there. We've already switched phases. You're not welcome here anymore. Anyway, alright, let's get our super armor up. Now we'll do this. Let that play out for a little bit. I don't know how long to play out his, or how long I need to wait for his tier 3's animation before I can cancel into the second skill. I might be waiting too long. I might not be waiting long enough. Not 100% sure. Alright, he's about to do his attack here. So we'll run around because this time we don't really have enough damage, I don't think, to phase change him too quick. Alright, drop down. I need to get my second skill off. There we go. And, oh, nope, not enough. Come on. There we go. That's enough damage. That's what I'm talking about. It's just so satisfying to see all those bars melt. Such insane damage here from Knull. Definitely gonna try him out in some of the other world boss stages just to see if he can do like in the 90s without any help or any all defense down. Does he have? I didn't even look at his skills. I don't think he has all defense down on any of his skills, correct? I could be wrong on that. I should probably double check. Come on, Rage. There we go. Uh-oh, not enough. I'm stuck on Knull, so I had to switch characters. Well, it looks like Spider-Man's getting sacrificed. Go, Wolverine, go! Come on, Wolverine. Push him. Alright, enough of that. Wolverine's not doing anything. He couldn't even do that 1% damage that we needed. Alright, there we go. Final phase here with Thor. Can we get... We have invincibility with the tier 3, don't we? So we can use the tier 3 here. Get our invincibility. We can do that, and this, and... do some damage. Yeah, there we go. And now we need to get out of here before we die. But Knull will revive, if I remember correctly. I should have read more of his skills, but I believe he's pretty stacked and even has self-revive. Alright, and Rage. There we go. Very nice. 1 minute and 13 seconds left, and I was talking while doing that, so I probably made some mistakes and didn't play him very optimally. with no supports. Yeah, that's pretty nuts, at least on my account. I mean, you've probably seen other people clear a lot quicker with Knull or Odin or even some other characters, but for me and my other characters that I have rage on, Knull is blowing them out of the water. So I am quite happy with Knull's performance here, and I do not regret any of the resources I put into him. I do not regret giving him rage. So far, he is living up to his hype and reputation as the symbiote god. So yeah, I mean, enough said. Let me know what you think of Knull in the comments below. If you're working on him, if you're going to be putting him off to later, if you're just going to be skipping him because of the resource cost, or if he's someone you're just going to be dumping in resources over time or something like that. Curious to know, but that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.